crews. So pretty excited to see what they're going to be able to do next to University of San Diego and Sac State. Those two crews only separated by 1 second in the heats, so really pushing each other all the way down the course. University of San Diego, of course, having an amazing season. They won the Cal Cup at San Diego Crew Classic, an incredibly competitive event. And then Sac State, they are the defending champions. They put all four boats in the grand finals this weekend at WIRA's, with Portland and UC San Diego St. Mary's rounding out the competition here. All crews now being pulled, and we're getting ready to go. All right, we are past that breakage point, past that first 100 meters. And as predicted, it is Stanford in lane one that's pushed their nose out in front. All crews, still quite a bit of overlap as we move through the starting sequence. So as the crews start and jump out of the gates, they get the boat up and running with a series of short, fast strokes and then settle into their base rate. And the two crews doing the best, settling into that rate at 250 meters gone, it's going to be Stanford, followed by UC San Diego. We just saw the UC San Diego men take that men's collegiate varsity 8 race. And we're looking at the adrenaline excitement coming out of lane 4, UC San Diego, to match what their men just did in that grand final. But Stanford along the shoreline, these are the lightweights. So again, a separate program from their teammates over in the open weight division at Stanford. This is a separate program with separate coaches and resources. But the Stanford lightweights, a perpetual top competitor at the national level. They have a number of national championships under their belts and trophies, and here they are putting themselves out against the top open weight programs in the nation. Stanford now with a 6-seat lead. UC San Diego still holding on to that second place position, sitting just 1 seat over Sac State. Sac State in third, rowing out of lane 3. Right next to them, University of San Diego, the Toreros, pacing Sac State. So that's exactly what we saw in the heats yesterday. Sac State and University of San Diego separated by just 1 second. So we're sure to see a great battle down the race course between those two crews. But right now, wow, what a great start here for the Tritons as they come up to 750 meters gone. In the 5th place position, it will be lane 6, the University of Portland. The pilots doing a nice job staying within contact to these top 4 crews. Back by just a bit of open water, it will be the Gales of St. Mary's. St. Mary's rowing on Briones Reservoir in beautiful Moraga, California. They are a part of the WCC. They'll be back here in a couple of weeks, again racing the University of Portland. But back to the leader, Stanford, continuing to push their bow a little bit further away from the rest of the field. But man, look at this. I've got 3 bows straight across between University of San Diego, Sac State, UC San Diego. I can't tell the difference between what's going on here. It depends on whose blade is in the water. Bow balls going back and forth. And as we come up to 1,000 meters to go, we're going to see those shifts. We're going to see some jumps, maybe some power 10s, and a move, because that third 500, we talked about it yesterday, it's what I call the pain cave. That's really where you've got to go inward and just keep that body going. That's where the coxswain comes into play. She takes over and just gets into your brain to keep you moving along. I'm looking at those coxswains, and the intensity coming out of the body is just palpable. But Stanford in first. They are now bow to stern. And now University of San Diego in lane 2, they have taken over that second place position. Sacramento State pushing themselves into third. And UC San Diego now in 4th. Portland staying right there in 5th. So now some good separation. That really happened quickly in that third 500. Those shifts that we saw at the 1,000-meter line were just phenomenal. And now there is a good amount of separation between crews. And you will find these crews in their lane order. So Stanford in first, University of San Diego in second, Sac State in third, UC San Diego in 4th. Portland rowing out of lane 6, they are in 5th. St. Mary's in 6th. We'll turn it over to Whitney for the finish of this grand final for the women's collegiate varsity 8.
And as we start to approach 500 to go, we are looking at a really neat race here that is separating themselves a little bit more and a little bit more as we start to approach here. 500 to go. That is Stanford in the lead, followed by University of San Diego, followed by Sac State, then UCSD, University of Portland, and St. Mary's. And if you look at our leader here, Stanford, they are holding on. It is so neat to see a lightweight program out here rowing like little hummingbirds. You can see them with the rate just a little bit higher than some of the other crews. But it is so fun to see these lightweight crews out here again, and you don't get to see lightweight eights too often anymore. And as we are looking at Stanford along the shore here within that 500-meter mark, we are looking at University of San Diego, who has to decide if they are going to try to overtake. It is going to be now or never, or they are going to run out of water. So we will see what this coxswain decides to do to overtake Stanford. And if they can, Stanford, I'm sure, will be doing their best to try to defend that first place position that they are holding and have held for most of this race. Following that is our defending champions, Sac State in lane 3, who I'm sure will also want to defend themselves on their home course here. As we come into the last 300 meters, keep an eye on Stanford on the shore here. These lightweights are going to start fluttering. University of San Diego, really challenging now. Look at this. They are not going down without a fight for that medal position. Sac State also bringing up that rate, but the race here is between Stanford and University of San Diego. Look at that Hudson shark fin in lane 2, trying to make a push. Stanford holding them off for that first place position. And that will be Stanford, University of San Diego, Sac State, UC San Diego, Portland, and St. Mary's finishing up with a nice sprint here. What a race here for the women's Varsity 8 Division I Grand Final. Congratulations to Stanford Lightweights.